Question number 12 is drawing a quadratic graph, and we know it's going to be a quadratic because of the squared term here. We already have a table of values, 3 of which have been filled in, so actually part A of this question is substitution. So each value of x, and we're going to start with 0, is going to be substituted into the equation at every point where there's an x, and then we're going to mentally calculate what the corresponding value of y would be. So let's start with 0. 0 squared is 0. Minus 3 lots of 0 is still 0, and then the plus 2 has nothing to do with x, so that's a constant. So our total for this box here is going to be 0, add 2, so 2. We now repeat the whole process, but this time x is going to be 1. So 1 squared is 1, minus 3 lots of 1 is minus 3, and then our constant of plus 2. So 1 minus 3 plus 2 is 0. Again the process, but this time we're going to use 2. So 2 squared is 4, minus 3 lots of 2 is minus 6, and then our plus 2. So 4 minus 6 plus 2 again is 0. Finally we're going to use 4. 4 squared is 16, minus 3 lots of 4 is minus 12, plus our constant of 2, so 16 minus 12 plus 2 is 6. So we have our table of values, and we know from class that a quadratic graph is going to produce a parabola. Could be this way round, or it could be this way round, and this is why our values look like they're repeating themselves. So we now move down to the graph, and we're going to plot for an extra 2 marks all of these values accurately. So our first value is -1 on the x-axis and +6 on the y. So we put a cross there to mark the location accurately. We then have 0, 2, we have 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 2, 4, 6, and finally 5, 12. And for our second mark we need to join these points neatly with a nice curve. Obviously you use a ruler in the exam. And just be careful here that you make sure you form your parabola so that it comes out nicely and forms this symmetrical U shape and doesn't just go straight off. There we go. And then finally, for part C, the question says find estimates for the solution of the equation where x squared minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 4. So if it's equal to 4, we're looking at this value here, and if we read across the line we're going to hit the curve here, and going in the other direction we're going to hit the curve here, and then we look down to estimate these values. Here is going to be approximately minus 0.5, and here is going to be approximately 3.6, I would say. So x equals minus 0.5 or 3.6.